one and real life. That's right.
Reader. I didn't read my first book until I was 33. I'm 50 today. But after that, I've read hundreds of books now. Now, I'm not going to lie. I don't usually, now these days, I don't read the whole damn thing. I will skim through it, find out what chapter fits my life or that moment. And it's kind of like going through the Bible and just kind of like picking up pieces of the Bible that if you just open the Bible, sometimes, a lot of times, it'll come to your rescue and it'll be what you need to hear at the moment. Sometimes, a lot of times. I just love the fact that, people are in the industry that could never have made $250,000 a year, even a six-figure income. If you could work 2 or 3 days a week and make $100,000 a week, that's the kind of career that I love to help people get a part of. And especially after COVID, you're able to work from home and be able to continue to grow the business and get the overrides for your future and then build a team. But I tell people right now that I have tried this, and I have tried this industry from a multi-level marketing standpoint of view. It doesn't work. You can try it, but you will have people falling off the books. You will have chargebacks. You have to lead from the front. So one of the biggest things that I can suggest that agents do is to become a leaders or readers. So pick up the books.
That's right.
Read the books. I think that one of the best books that I've ever read for insurance is Frank Bedker's How I Raised Myself from Failure to Success in Selling, which is an insurance agent from the beginning of this, like the 1900s, like from, a time where you had to go door to door. And a lot of the companies that you work for today were men that literally sold insurance door to door. In fact, back in the day, you would pick up the premium weekly. You would go around to every house and pick up your premiums weekly. And that's how you were paid. So we are kind of spoiled with, there's companies out there, and I don't ever mention companies on this for now anyway, but for me, a big solution would be a duplicatable process, a company that trains your reps at the highest levels. They take the time out of their schedule to make sure that they have the right coaches in place. Harsh, it's just very, very lucrative when you can be coached by people that are actually doing it. They will help you get your first, once you get your first 100 sales in, you have the abilities to be able to know what you're talking about. You're going to skip all over that script and you're going to probably want to hang up the phone. So I tell agents, don't worry, just hang the phone up. If you screw up, just hang up. Okay. Reboot, restart. But you got it. Your attitude is your altitude. So you got to have that right.
That's right. And that's
we're going to get that tattooed on us. Okay.
wording from Jason himself. Okay. That's a nice one. And guys, we can begin with the questions today. I guess
Yes.
there are people. Let me check. So,
And so while Harsh is doing that, I want to open my mind up. I want to open up to you. I want to take my 15, 16 years of professional selling in life insurance. I want to give you the answers. I want this to be a place where we can group together and there's no recruiting. There's no talk about recruiting. It's just all life insurance and annuity sales talk. and with
Here,
that, we can get you the answers you need.
okay, Jason, I very much appreciate that. Let's squeeze it out everything from him, okay? Here's the first question for you. Oh my god, his name's Spider Guy Walking on the Road. That's his name, okay? I don't know.
Love it.
And the question is, what is your exact closing framework for first contract to policy issue?
So from the first, you mean if he's talking about from the lead to the sale? Uh,
He's talking
I hope.
about the framework, closing framework for the first contract till the policy has been issued. Till then.
For I think, am I getting this right? So writing the policy
Yeah,
up.
that would be, yeah, writing the policy. Yeah.
Okay, so if I would do some framework on that, I would put myself in a position to build the value of the product. So when I'm if we get to the close, right, that I want to build the value of the product to get that contract written up. So I like to call it an agreement between us. So I just want to build the value of the product to get the value of the product to the owner of the policy. Write this down. There is value to the product to the owner of the product, the person paying the bill 9 times out of 10, or if somebody is the beneficiary, they have to pay the premium to be the beneficiary. But long story short, they receive the cash value as the owner of the policy. So if the beneficiary passed away, that this still has value. Nobody wants to buy something really these days. I mean, think about it. How amazing is it to buy stuff so when you're dead that other people get the value of? It's not too cool unless you really love your family, but a lot of people do, and you can sell it for the beneficiary side of the puzzle too. So I don't know, I need a little more detail to answer that question. If you could give me a little more insight on what you're really asking, I'd love to answer the question now.
Okay. I guess he might ask the question because he wants to know the answer from Jason. But right now we have another question. This is somewhat a good question in my perspective. Okay, here it goes. How do you identify the real buyer versus the time waster?
Say it one more time.
How do you identify between a real buyer and a
Okay.
time waster?
Oh, good question. Yeah, right. So I don't think any of them are a waste of time. To be honest with you, I truly will. I get what you're saying, but I would think it would come down to the agent, because for me, none of it's a waste of time, especially if I get the practice on somebody and I'm new. So there's no time wasted if I'm practicing the sales process, right? So you can look at this as practice, then you're getting yourself coached up to a position where you can, like, no, there are no more practice sessions. Everything takes you at value. And to be honest with you, you'll know the difference between somebody by the positioning of their body, the nods in their head. If you can get somebody agreeing with you and just nodding your head up and down, like, so, you agree with me, Harsh, right? That we're moving in the right direction here, right? So if you can get people doing that, you're working with people that you want to spend the time with, but they also understand the value. So value-based questions are like, so hey, Bob, at the end result is, if God forbid you're not here anymore, I would assume you want this home paid off for Mrs. Jones, or at least to buy her enough time to sell the house for the equity, right? It's if he says no, then that might be a waste of time guy. You know what I mean? But
That's
if he's
right.
saying yes, so
That's
just look for people that are nodding their heads. They're really into what you're saying. And I think getting your presentation down, but don't waste the time. Don't think of it as a waste of time. Think of it as practice to hone your craft.
okay. Perfect. That's a great answer. I hope this guy. I'm not from right now, Jason. I'm not spelling out the names of the people on the YouTube. Okay.
No, that's fine. Don't do it.
Okay.
Just say, hey, this dude has, this guy would like to know.
Okay. For sure, the names are crazy as weird over here. Okay. The next question is, how do you understand the difference between a real content creation and getting people inside the funnel and using AI as well? I would like to answer this question, Jason.
I would love you to answer that one. Yeah.
I appreciate that. Okay, this guy over here, he's asking the question. Okay, I'm repeating it. Okay, how do
Yeah.
you actually use AI to be really specific in the content direction? How do you leverage that? That's the basic question I can see over here. I would like to answer this as like, if you want to make sure that you are attracting a lot of people and you want to sell a lot of policies and insurance, you need to make sure that you are actually sounding like you have an authority over that specific niche. That's what I say, Jason, again and again, guys. If you're posting content on your Instagram, on your TikTok, on your Facebook, anywhere, you need to make sure you have enough value and knowledge that you deliver towards it, because people are going to scroll you within 3 seconds. They're not going to wait. If they don't find any value, they're not going to wait for it. The point is how you can leverage AI as well. I'm going to tell you two things over here. You can use Claude. You can just write it down, Claude, Claude, which is one of the most smartest AI which has ever exists on this planet. It is from Anthropic. The point is you can use that specific AI for drafting your content strategy. That content strategy would actually help you with the hooks. That content strategy will help you with creating more attraction and awareness among the people. And guess what? On your Instagram, guys, don't put your insurance license number. No one cares about that. You need to put a Google form over there where people can come over there, tap on your profile, or you can add your YouTube link or anything. Add some links over there so that people can contact you. No one can contact you from your insurance license number. They don't even fucking care about it, to be really honest about it. So the point comes down to how people are going to contact you. Even if even in Jason's profile, you can take an example. I've given it inside the description, and you can check out Gator Mouth as well. The point is, it comes down to one thing: how people are going to contact you from your content. If I want to contact Jason, there his LinkedIn, his YouTube, his phone number as well on his Facebook, so you can contact him directly from there. That's how you should be available for the people who are actually making sure they are wanting to connect to you and learn more, or if they want a policy from you. Okay, that's the basic answer. The next question comes over here is, how do you control the conversation without sounding controlling? That's a good one.
It is a good one. I like the questions too, by the way. Thank you. It gets my brain fired and thinking back in the day when I'm sitting with. So, um, you're taking control because when you go to the doctor's office, do you sit in that chair and tell him, you kind of like don't control the situation, right? So you're sitting in the doctor's office, you got a cold, and you're looking for help. You're looking for the common cold cure, but there isn't one, right?
Yeah.
So what we want to do when we sit with our clients, or with prospects first, and then they become our clients, is we want to we want to make sure that we're building the value of what this product does for them at the time they need it most, or their loved ones need it most. And if you made a list of, if I take a piece of paper out and I write down the value of the product for the owner of the product, okay, 5 things that are just even 2 things that the owner of the product, there's value of the ownership of that product, the life insurance policy. Then if I take it from the beneficiary's value point, what values does that product have for the beneficiary? And then the contingents. So if they both go together, what is the value of the product to the contingents? And if you write like 3 to 5 things down, that's their value points. So hypothetically, the owner of the policy gets the cash value. They own the cash value. They own the living benefits. So if God forbid they can't walk, talk, bathe, eat, dress, toilet, transfer themselves around, or drive a car, they can have access to the death benefit while they're alive. And then the beneficiary, of course, can actually access that living benefit too. So just come from the value, guys. Build the value of what this sucker does. And somebody told me that you have to be like, you have to paint the picture of the future, but I also paint the picture of the now. So God forbid that something happened today, Sarah, you're going to get the benefit of being able to give him the funeral or cremation, or buying time to figure it out. I think the biggest the lack of sales abilities that people don't suggest is that they don't suggest time. What can money do? What does it do? It buys you time till you have to pay your bills again.
That's right.
So life insurance can be a time builder. So you just build them out. Do the math.
That's right. But the point here is, Jason, I've seen and I have worked with many agents, and you are the best from one of those people, right? But the point is, every agent who is coming inside the industry, he is actually looking at like, a part-time job. He's not doing it like a business. So my question is, why, not why, but basically every person pick up the phone and start dialing. That's what they do in the initial days. So can you give our audience a structured pattern, or you can give them a framework for a
Yeah.
perfect discovery call? What would be your
Uh,
framework?
it's like if I go, I'm just, hey, Harsh, hi, you requested some information. I don't know how, a lot of this stuff's done over the phone these days, and we're doing telesales. So I imagine the majority of this audience is doing telesales. I don't know who's in the field still, but that's cool if you are, because belly to belly sells. You can get hung up on, but when you're at their table, they're not really going to hang up the phone. You're sitting right in front of them, right? So you had requested information on final expense life insurance. I'm the agent that handles that area. I got that information. I just want to confirm some information. So you want to bring them back to the time that they wrote it out. You remember filling that out and then confirming that they wrote it. And then it's best that if they direct mail some of the best direct marketing that you can have, because they actually filled it out and they mailed it back. But then to get to the table or get to the sit, again, I have to come back to building the value of what this stuff does. And I'm telling you, if you write down the owner of the policy, the beneficiary, and the contingents, and you can come up with 5 different things for each of them and share with them, just slide it across the table. There's no cheating in having cheat sheets, by the way. You know what I mean? You're allowed to slide stuff across the table and do a presentation. There's some companies that have slide shows just for life insurance, you
That's
know?
right. Here comes another question. How do you approach a client who needs $500,000 or a $5 million plus in coverage?
That's where I would use my above or below method, because that's going to come down to age and health, but also the amount of money that they're bringing in on a monthly basis. So if I were to ask Harsh, I'd say, hey, so I know you want a $500,000 policy. Let me ask you a question. I'm looking around the house, or if I'm not, maybe I could see through the camera. Is your household income above or below 10,000 bucks a month? And if he says below, I even start at 5, 3,000. So let's just start at 5. Harsh, is your household income above or below $5,000? And he says it's closer to, it's above.
Okay.
Okay, I say, is it closer to 6 or 7? It's above that. Okay, it's closer to 8. All right, well, can you afford to spend, or can you afford to save 500 bucks a month? The better word is save 500 bucks a month than spend. So that's my bad. But saving $500 a month on that above or below method. Now, if he would state real quickly, if he would state that I only have 3,000 bucks a month coming in, well, he probably can't afford it unless he's a very young guy. So you're going to have to evaluate that on the income of the household and the age and health, period. And if you look at somebody and they're within their 30s and you can tell that they have the money, you could get them larger policies. Again, for what reason? What are they covering? Really, what do you need all that money for? Because I could sell a better policy for them in many ways if they can't afford it, just to buy time.
That's
So
right.
when you're dead, Harsh, I just want to buy your family time.
Mm, okay, can we go to the next question?
Yeah, yeah, sorry. It was like we froze.
Yeah, that's. I was thinking that you were going to ask a question or something like that.
No, I'm good. I'm good. And if they re-ask a question, like if you guys want, you can layer over the question too. So after I give you the answer, if you want to particularly go deeper into it, just re-ask something deeper. You know what I mean? If you want more, you don't have to just ask one question per person. You know what I mean?
They're asking one question per person, and it is there
Yeah,
is
I know.
no limit, guys. Okay, there is no limit. Okay,
Absolutely.
I guess from the next time we need to put it on our thumbnail as well. No limit.
Yeah, and it'd be good to see if we could see the questions pop up. We could get that going too.
Yeah, we
Someday
have.
we could.
Okay, here's a new question who
All right,
popped up.
fire it away.
What's the what's different when you are selling to a business owner versus an individual?
A lot of times business owners would be, I've literally, most of my business owners were at their business too, which was kind of cool for me to get to see that, but it kind of took away from the sales process. So I'm going to start with this. Try to do it at home when they're calmer. and they're able to think about what they're trying to cover. If you have a business owner versus the average Joe, which is, somebody like, yourself or your mother or your father. So what you're protecting at the business is key. You can be key person is very important. So if God forbid that Harsh were to pass away, God forbid, I have a piece of our businesses together that I need to replace his income. You know what I mean? So it's an income replacing.
Hey,
So if I
Jason,
lose,
sorry to
yeah,
cut you, man. There's a person who's called Will who's trying to join on Google Meet.
go ahead.
Okay,
I guess.
I just accepted him.
Just make sure he mutes out or mute out, Will.
Hey, Will, can you mute your mic, brother?
Anyway,
Perfect. Continue,
okay,
Jason.
so we have the ability to sell the products for the needs of the individuals, to cover their businesses and cover the rear ends. If God forbid something happens, and including, we want to use that one is more majority used for, like, a lot of people, I don't know if you know Patrick Kelly. If you read Patrick Kelly's tax-free retirement book, you're going to understand what that kind of product does for Index Universal Lives, to be properly designed to effectively get through the cost of insurance prices that will rise over the years, and actually earn interest and create a bucket of cash for the business owner for a retirement plan, because a lot of them don't come with 401ks or IRAs and things like that. So you can use a life insurance product as a way to build a retirement plan for a business owner. You can also do that for your real clients too. But I think the difference is the amount of money that, depending on the success of the owner. I got people that are at home that I don't even know what they do. And, sometimes, and it's just like they looks like they earn $1 million a year doing shit. So,
Okay.
that's a variety question. It's very depends
Depends
on
upon
how,
how people are going to understand that. That I get
yeah,
that. Okay. Okay.
but a good
Jason, you
question.
okay? Whoever that guy is, I'm not going to take the name on the YouTube person. Okay. Whoever that guy was, it was better. And hi, Will. We welcome you on this stream over here. This is Jason over here. You can unmute and talk to us right now.
Hi, Will. If you have any questions, Will, let me know. All right.
No, I'm just checking in, trying to catch on to the conversation. That's all.
Thanks, buddy. So go ahead with the next question, Horse. Let's
Okay.
fire away.
That's the next question, which is over here is, okay, it's a rookie question maybe. Like, how do you handle high ticket clients, Jason? When you are young and you are making a lot of money, you have high ticket clients. How do you handle it? That's the question.
I literally have had very high ticket clients. So I usually handle those through some kind of referral network. If I had a client and I kind of clawed up the ladder, I used to own a personal training business. And I literally had several celebrity clients when I owned 3 locations in these personal training studios. So I went back with the insurance industry to my own clients. So I used the Index Universal Life and the indexed annuities in those situations. But for those particular clients, I am usually inclined to tell you right now that if somebody has if they have $500,000 put away in a 401k or an IRA or even in their savings account, they're literally a little more tougher to work with. I'm going to tell you right now that a lot of your money can be made in the trailer parks, in the hood, in the household incomes of $30 to $70 to $100,000. You can write $100, $200, $300 a month premiums 20 times a week and make a ton of dough and get your residuals up. A lot of you are looking to sell Index Universal Lives and indexed annuities, which don't really come with residual income like a whole life product would. And the one thing I wish, if I'd go back 17 years in my career, would be to write more whole life. I got to over $20,000 in overrides a month, and that diminished once I got separated from my business partners. But we're working on that again. So anyway, I would sell whole life, and don't be so concerned. How do you get that lead too is the question I'd
Okay.
have.
That's a better question to ask because you don't want to get into a problem.
I would just focus on a majority of time selling final expense life insurance, whole life, and getting the overrides, guys. I know it's kind of boring to sell smaller stuff, but at the end, it adds up to be bigger for you. Worry about your bank account, not theirs. I
That's
mean,
right.
in a sense where you're not really going to be working with too many millionaires, to be honest with you. It's
That's
just
right.
rough,
Okay,
unless you become really good at this.
that's great. Will, can you introduce yourself to us and for the audience as well? We are live on YouTube so that Jason understands and we can break some ice and we can actually talk like a real conversation. Okay.
Yeah, Will Lane, been in the industry since 2017, so
Oh, cool.
a little bit.
What state you in, Will?
I cover South. I'm in Pennsylvania, but my market is mainly South Jersey.
Oh, I think I got Will. I know Will. I think, are you from my Facebook channel?
Yes, sir.
Okay, got it. So, yeah, I'm from Pittsburgh, too. I'm from Pennsylvania anyway.
Strip
But a
district.
Pittsburgh boy. Yeah, right? God, I miss that joint. You know what I mean? I'm in Florida, and it's the food is different, but and I'll tell you what, that's where it all started for me was Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. If you know the territory, there's a lot of hardworking people there, and to sell $50 to $100 policies every single time I was sitting with somebody was not a problem. I mean, I don't remember not sitting with people and getting told no much. I like, oh, you're gonna get to think about it here. I wouldn't leave. That was the special part about being able to sit at their tables and at their kitchen table. Now, if you get that problem, what are you supposed to do, by the way, if you got an issue of being able to be told, I'm going to think about this? Well, let me wrap back around, make sure you get this, because I'm going to just, I'm not going to be back out here anytime soon. So I'm just in this area today, or I'm on the phone with them. I want to build the value again. So let's make sure you understand. So you said that your household income is $5,000. You can afford to spend, $200 a month on this product, so on and so on. Just so wrap back around when it comes to selling this stuff. Don't let them think about it, because once you walk, you're going to freaking lose the deal. So sell it on the first round.
Okay, Jason, this is something new. Okay, and I guess these audience are actually crazy. They are asking question to Will. If Will wants to answer, would you like to answer?
Yeah, I'm fine. Go ahead, shoot.
Okay, that's crazy. The question is, what carriers are the best for high risk clients? Like
What do they mean by high risk?
they are
Like
smokers, diabetic, all those things. So,
it depends. Every carrier is gonna have their niche that they specialize in for
Sure.
underwriting. So it just depends what they have going on. I wouldn't say there's one carrier that
so
you
they
can
are
send all your
asking
high risk.
your point. Oh, sorry to cut you. They are
No,
asking your point of view on that. Which one would
it
you?
depends. It depends. So I have a grid, and depending on what the person has going on, I'll look at my grid and see which carriers are going to be the best, and then I'll go with the best price usually.
Well,
I
does
will tell you
everybody
just
know what exists out there is companies like Best Plan Pro? If you go to Best Plan Pro, you can't screw up. All you do is put your carriers inside the program. And Harsh, this is why I told you need to develop one with the carriers. But you put all the data into the program, and it just tells you exactly what they qualify for through all your carriers, and then it pulls up the premiums. So if you say, I want to get Mr. Jones $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 in coverage, and you go to Best Plan Pro, you're able to put in the meds, the amount, height, weight, and state, and it's going to tell you what the carriers would likely give you. And because of the meds are in there, 9 times out of 10, it's pretty accurate compared to just going to the applicational process. But it's really cool. If you guys don't know, now you know. But Best Plan Pro would be where to get those answers pretty quickly.
And
Okay.
Jason, one thing I'll add in, I was kind of thinking as you were
Sure.
talking, everybody hates that. I'll think about it. But
Yeah.
one thing I've always done when I was in the home is I always wrote everything out. So if they told me they made $5,000 a month, I'm writing
There you
that out.
go.
What are your expenses? Because it's one thing if they can think about it, but if they can see it on a piece of paper in front of them, and that's what they
No,
said,
I
it's
forgot
kind
to
of
add
really
that,
hard to
Will.
say
So I'm
no.
glad you just added that, brother, because that's where I would turn back around and go back through the loop. And I'd say, look, you 2 minutes ago, you told me you were okay with $200 a month. It does fit your budget. So here's what we're going to do. We'll lower it to $100 a month, right? We'll fit it into your budget. We'll use your health and age today to get you cranked up and started. Remember, it's going into cash value. No big deal. Send me a savings account with you. Why don't you go get your driver's license and go get me that check too while you're at it? Let's get this cranked up. Shut up. You know what I mean? And he's so right about that. So, guys, if you are in the house, even if you're selling on the phone, write it down. Harsh said that he has a household income of about $10,000 a month. I asked him, can he save Can Harsh survive on $9,700 a month?
Yes.
Okay. Now you can save $300 a month, right? You
Yep.
don't have a problem saving. Okay. Well, I just found the premium. So he said he could save $300 a month out of his 10 large a month. He can survive on 9,700. And if he tells you anything different, he's lying because he's spending it somewhere other than putting it into an investment of life insurance. So that's a great way to use that strategy. And that's the above or below method that we can review more later.
That's right. Okay. Here comes the next question: is that what is your strategy to follow up with the clients who are not picking up the phone?
To go beat on her door.
Okay, let's take an example.
You know what I mean?
You don't live
No,
in the
but I
same
mean,
block.
if
Then what?
you're doing telesales, but honestly, you would just change the numbers up. So you got to just change your telephone numbers up. And at the end result is if you just move on, some will, some won't. So what next?
Okay.
And that's my number one rule was when you worked for me is that you had to have a steady weekly lead order. You had to. You just have to. That's your investment. Well, I don't have the money yet. Well, here's a secret. You can practice if you get your upline. If you use me, I do this for agents too, by the way. And we split the deals 50-50. So if you were to say, I tell you this strategy real quickly. If you were to go get your family and friends and coworkers invested into your new career. Hey, Bob, you're my brother, man. I started a new career selling life insurance. My boss wants me to learn the presentation. So can I practice on you? He wants to do a call with you so I can see how he sells thousands of dollars in life insurance a week. Do you mind taking some time out so I can hear his presentation? And then what you do is you just talk to friends, family, and coworkers. So you guys are sitting on leads. You're just not actually going after it.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Or else one thing is much more better you can do is, and well, you can actually use it as well. If the clients are not replying to you, you can do one thing is you can go to Claude. I hope everyone knows about it. Claude is an AI system which is developed by Anthropic. Okay, Claude. You can go there. You can connect your Gmail account and your Tulio number. It roughly costs around $1 or $2. Okay, you can connect your email and your Tulio number over there, and you can just type it like ChatGPT. You can just type Claude like, "Hey, Jason is my lead, and I want you to follow up with him. Send him an email and a text message from this number. You need to connect your Gmail account and your Tulio account to the Claude, and guess what? It's gonna do the follow ups for you.
Well,
That's
maybe we
really
could do a course on that too, so people can actually learn that. And Harsh is willing to help everybody. Like, I'm sure we both are here to advance your career in artificial intelligence for the future, because I knew that it was coming out 10 years ago. That's why I was doing videos and shit like that back in the day, because I knew that I was going to create something that would be artificial. And it works like a charm. So me and Harsh have created a artificial intelligence that you can role play with now. So
right.
he stumped me the other day with this damn thing. I mean, it's rough. You can have, it can be easy, moderate, and hard, but it's real. It's like the reality. So you practice on this thing, and you guys are going to have an amazing career, I think, by practicing using this role play AI that we created. I think it's awesome.
Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you for me and my team.
Yeah.
The point is, most people that you told right now that they want to go and talk to their brother and they're going to say, "Hey, I'm selling life insurance. You want to practice somehow?" People are not even willing to do that. They feel like,
then go to the job,
yeah,
because saying that here's the number one thing that I had to learn, and I still get this. I get shattered by this sometimes in my own skin, being who I am and all the shit I've accomplished in this career, in this industry. But I still get nervous about things. I could pick up the phone one day and I might not look it, but I'm like a little nervous about it. So what do? Well, you got to listen to music. You got to read the books. You got to see what your vision is. Do you have a vision board? Because if you don't understand what you're going after, man, it's going to be hard to just go after a paycheck in this industry. I need to pay my light bill, so I got to sell a life insurance policy. You have your vision board put up, man.
Okay, perfect. Sorry to cut you, Jason. Here is a good question. How do you turn your one policy into multiple policies per household? I guess they're talking.
It is a good question.
They're talking
one
about
of the biggest. Yeah, well, first, I'm trying to fit it into the budget. That's a great question, but it all comes down to budget. And the reality is that people are going to try to face the fact that they don't have the money to be able to pull that off. So they got 5 kids. They got the wife. They bring in $100,000 a year, right? So they do reality check is that they're averaging what, 85, 90,000 bucks a month. I mean, a year, and $9,800 a month or something like that, and they're able to afford it. Now, this is where you have to share with them. It does fit into the budget. So that's how you get multiple policies, because at the end result, it comes down to the math. And if they don't agree that they can fit it, if you don't share with them, a lot of agents put $20, $30, $40 down on a sheet of paper and say choose, because they don't present the value well enough to be able to sell larger premium policies that they can afford. Everybody you sit with blows 100, 200, 300,000 bucks a month out of 10 grand a month. You know what I mean? They really do. That's like living a good lifestyle.
Okay.
So you want to get it fit into the budget and be able to close more policies per home.
And I don't know if I can add in to this.
Yeah,
sure. Go ahead.
So one thing I used to do is on a sale at the end, you do need to have some balls to do this, but are you happy with everything? Do you understand everything? Are you satisfied? Pull out a piece of paper after you ask those questions. Okay, who are 3 to 5 family members that you can think of that you care and love, you care about and you love them, who maybe don't have their affairs in order yet, and that could use, find value in what I just did for you. And then put your head down. Don't wait for an acknowledgement or agreement. Just put your head down. And sometimes they'll say nobody, but a lot of times they'll start rattling off names. And those names, the close rate that you'll have on those referrals is a lot higher than what you'll have with a normal lead.
That's fact. They really are. And especially if they can contact the individual for you. Oh, hold on, man. I'm going to get, my mother lives right next door. Let me go get her. I've had people just go get people for me. You know what I mean? They brought them over at the same time. Or I've had visiting family from out of town come in. I write policies on everybody. So the referral market is great. A lot of people don't trust in the gift card portion of it. I've used it. I've never had to use it really, to be honest with you. But if you need a little help and you're kind of like a little wish-washy on asking that simple question, which is, who else can I help that needs that might not have all their affairs in order and be able to assist them in creating a final arrangements for them, or making sure that I can help them pay off their mortgage, God forbid something happens to them. Do you have like 3 or 4 people I can give a call to out of respect for you? And then I'll give you I got a $30 gift card here for you, for each individual that purchases. So when they buy, I'll load that gift card with $30.
Perfect. That's the next question which comes over here is, how do you handle clients who want to cancel after a few months? That's a good one.
It is, but it all started back with the beginning of the presentation, the first sit. So if you're having that happen often, strange. Now, a lot of that could be due to the wraparound of another agent. So a lot of you guys are buying leads online and then they're being resold. So anytime I would walk behind an agent that was there a week or a month or 3 months before me, that didn't even matter if they were there for years. I could repaste the policy based on cost of insurance with Index Universal Lives. They're old policies that are just going to get wiped out, the cash value. I could wipe out by replacing it for the value of the premium being, I could get you more for the same amount. So a lot of that was done through like Mutual of Omaha I would use for wiping out any other carrier back in the day anyway. And but if they really like you and you do your job and you mail them letters in the mail for like, I'm talking about like happy birthday, Bob, and Christmas cards and shit like that, stay in the loop with them. Say, how you doing, man? I just want to make sure you got your policy. Deliver the policies if you can. That's a great one to sit back down with them. You got to stay with them though. Stick
I
to the
guess
side.
this is the same guy who had asked a question to Will, and he's asking another question. Maybe he may be another guy, but he's asking Will that what is an ideal lead to policy conversion in 2026?
That's a good question. I think it depends what type of lead you're buying. Are you doing mailers? Are you doing Facebook ads? What is your connect rate? Because now it's a little bit tougher than it was 5 years ago to just pick up the phone and dial somebody. Now you need a dialer to kind of get past the spam filters and things of that nature. So it's a lot of different factors in that. And it's going to depend on your skill level as well. I don't think the conversion matters as much as your ability to be consistent. You know, just show up, same time, have the same routine. It's a very monotonous and uneventful business if you do it correctly.
That's
Right. Because, you know, you're showing up, you're doing the same thing all day, regardless of whether you hit a sale or not. You still continue to show up every day. And I think that's what matters more than any conversion rate.
My success, he's right. My success always was due to the fact of my consistency to do it. I never got complacent. And if I did, you know, my partners would, you know, and another thing is if you have the ability to delegate those dials out, do it. Start running your business like a business. You're not, you know, if you want to be all salesy and shit, like you get to a point where you can actually afford somebody or partner with somebody and just say, look, I'm going to get you trained up. I'm going to give you 20% of my sales, you know? So when I sell $2,000 in premium, you're going to get $200 today. You want to do that 4 or 5 times a day? You know what I mean?
And Jason, I want to not add something, but inform you. I guess Michael was trying to join. The guy who texted you, remember?
Um,
I guess he's trying to join, but I don't know where he is. But he just tried to join and just went somewhere. Yeah, he came back. Wait a minute, don't go anywhere. Oh, who the hell is he? Hello?
some AI random.
Not AI.
I don't know. Whoever it is, let's continue.
Okay, let's.
So welcome to the show. Thanks for being here. Great to have you. You can join in. This is for this. I really, me and Harsh really created it. I'm glad everybody's getting involved because I said, where can we do a show that's just like discussion? It's like, you know what I mean? Like going to an NA meeting or something. You're just discussing one thing, you know? And I want everybody to participate because I'm good at what I do. Okay. But every single one of you have your way of you becoming successful in doing this.
That's right.
And I'm still coachable, man. You know.
That's right. And for the record and for the audience, the person who had joined right now, I don't know what his name is. Can you just unmute yourself, introduce you to us, and for the audience on the YouTube as well? Can you do that, please?
Can you hear me?
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I can hear you. Yes.
What's your name?
My name is FERRARO Kwalami.
Oh, where are you
Welcome
from?
to the show, buddy.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Welcome to the show.
All right. I received an email just now regarding.
Okay,
Oh, wonderful.
that's wonderful.
That's why I'm wondering who is this. Okay, great.
What's your
Glad
name,
you're
buddy?
here, buddy.
Farouk,
Okay, that's good. And where are you based in?
Nigeria, Lagos.
Oh, you're
Okay,
based in Nigeria. Okay. Perfect.
And you sell life insurance.
Okay.
Do
Do
you sell
you
that?
sell life insurance?
No, I don't.
Okay, so that's what this is about. So we'll let you listen in. So, but if maybe you have the interest in selling life insurance one day, just mute out and listen in.
Okay.
Okay,
bud.
buddy. Okay, Jason, here's the next question for you. And what script works best for inbound or outbound leads? What's your script? They're asking your script, okay? Not a random script, I guess.
I got you.
They are trying to squeeze out everything from you, I guess.
All right, it's okay. So I get a ring. Hey, you had requested it for, well, if it's an inbound call, like, you know, and I'm getting a call, obviously you've seen, you have an interest in final expense life insurance. I'm just taking for final expense life insurance. I'm Jason. I'm going to handle this for you. I'm going to get you the quotes that you need. And let me ask you a question. What state are you in? I'm in Perth. Are you married? Do you have a significant other? I want to get that out of the way pretty quickly because, you know, at the end of the day, I want to make sure that I'm not doing a one-legger too. I also want to get into the fact that as quickly as possible while building rapport. You know, okay, great. How's your weather? Good. Mine's shitty. It's great. Whatever it may be, right? And if you do you make all the decisions, or do you need anybody to help you make this decision? Is your wife handy? And I'm not married. I don't have a significant other. Well, is there anybody that helps you make important decisions? Because I don't want them saying, oh, okay, I want to think about it. I'm going to ask my daughter about it. Let's just nail it right now. Is your daughter there? Right? Can you get her on a three-way call? Handle all that stuff, get all that out of the way, and make sure but an outbound call was very simple. I mean, my script was fire, man. It just worked like a charm. So, if it's mortgage protection, I'm calling on behalf of ABC Mortgage Company. You had requested some information on mortgage protection. I'm the rep that handles that area. So I'm going to get you the information you requested. Do you have time right now, or do we have to set another time? I'm going to get you the numbers that you asked for and get you the information you requested. So are you married? Yes, no. Is now a good time? Yes, no. Time, date. Now get into the time and date. If you're still in the field, your job is to set an appointment. It's not to sell on the line. It's not to talk about anything until you're in the presence of the individual.
That's right.
So, but it's like, hey, if I get an inbound call, it's different than doing outbound calls. I can create the script. The script are written down. I mean, if you need help with the script, just put that in there. We'll get you something from me, and I'll help you out with some kind of script. But I would need to know the lead, and I'd like to hear the recordings that you're working with too.
Okay.
Because,
that's good.
you know what I'm saying?
I get that completely. I hope this question has been answered. And this is the last question, Jason. I don't see any other questions from now. And I guess this
Yeah.
question is a good one. That when should you transition from solo agent to an agency owner?
Uh, Simply as soon as you got the income to replace the income that you had been making in the field. So if you can do nothing less but sell policies, then great. But that's not what you want to do. I know us. I don't know. I never got into this really wanting. became good at it. So I became like, I love doing it actually. So if you love doing it, stick to it and make the extra capital. But what are your strategies for getting somebody on board? Well, here's the number one is proving it works. They have to see your address change, your telephone number, your zip code, meaning that you're moving on up. You're climbing the ladder of success, and people can actually visually see that happening for you. You have to be results based in this industry for people to follow you.
That's
If
right.
you multi-level market this, you better have some free leads, you know what I mean, for people to really follow you and want to be in, but you can take the test of time with chargebacks and stuff like that. So I think the transition happens when you're satisfied with your abilities to be able to make sure that you can duplicate this for somebody. Because remember one thing, guys, you're coaching individuals that they need food, clothing, and shelter at all times. And if you screw with their life, you can mess them up bad by multi-level marketing this industry and bringing somebody in here that you can't coach. You can't help them make the money to pay their rent. You get people thrown out on the streets, and then it's terrible. So don't do that to people. Get yourself in check first. Make sure that you're doing the right things by your own self, and that you can then duplicate this via the coaching of an individual and make sure that they do become successful, starting with food, clothing, and shelter at all times.
Okay.
Of course, there's gas and shit.
Perfect. We don't have any other questions over here, Jason. And Will, thank you for joining, man. Do you want to add something, or do you want to ask something to Jason? You can go ahead. It's free over here. Okay. You're just like a brother to us. Just go ahead.
No, great call. Great call.
Thanks, Will. And then, you know what, Harsh? I would like to bring in the AI maybe next week. Maybe we can play with it this week, and then we can show people what its capabilities are.
And we
And
can do one thing. Right? We can do that. Wait, no worries. We can do one thing. Is that Will? Are you connected with Jason on Facebook? Maybe. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah. So one thing after this call, Jason will send you a YouTube video about how we have built the AI and how we're gonna do the role play with it next week. Okay. On every Saturday 9 a.m. we are over here. Even if the weather is outside shit in Florida or whatever it is, we are gonna be here. So Jason is gonna send you a video. You can just take a look at it, how it works, how it's been done. And once it has been done, you can get to try it next week live with us right now. And you can just test your skills, how you're going to close a prospect, all those things. Okay.
I'll get it out. I'll send them the video on it. Just resend me that video if you can, Harsh, with that.
Okay, I would definitely send you the video itself,
And
Jason.
then I'll just kind of like post it up too, but I'll send it to Will direct. And then
Good stuff.
what we should do is, well, we can wrap this up today, but
Yeah.
I do want to, we have the meetings this week with Tommy. We'll get that out of the way. We're going to talk to, we got Janice obviously has to get us the telephone number for the WhatsApp marketing and get that into play. I'd like to get these people's questions maybe and really maybe dive in a little deeper when I think about the questions that they've asked. And if we could collect their email addresses, we could then re-up with some answers to them where I dive a little deeper into the answer for these individuals.
Maybe I can try and talk to my team because I cannot get hold of Nathan because I don't know what the hell he's doing. I just text him right now.
Well,
That
it's
Nathan,
Saturday, dude. Not everybody's you. You know what I mean? You're round the clock, man.
okay, no worries with that. But this video is actually live on YouTube as well, but I'm gonna make sure that Nathan is gonna get those comments and try to find out some emails maybe, and we can transfer it to our email blast, and we can blast another email maybe next week. Okay.
Right.
And
well, I will see everybody again next week, right?
Will, thank you very much, man, for joining this. I
Thank you,
appreciate that.
random person. Thank you, Will.
And our
Thanks for the
and
love.
our friend from Nigeria as well, man.
Yes,
I guess
brother.
you are a
Thank
quiet
you.
guy, but we appreciate joining you on an email. On every Saturday, we are live on the same link. So if you want to join, you can. It's free over here. So
And this is on YouTube. Can you give these guys the YouTube channel?
okay. I'll send my channel link in the chat so these guys can find
Yeah,
it out.
make sure people get that because I'm trying to grow until the old YouTube. Yeah, thanks. Well, anybody wants to come back every week, bring in, share, like, please. This is just discussion, so I think it's going to help a lot of people, man. Will, thank you for you. You had great insight too on some stuff. So if you want to show up next week and be a part of this, just come on back.
Oh, thank you, a Nigerian friend. You have actually subscribed to the channel. We appreciate that. And Will, if you need any insights about the AI or anything which can actually help your business grow, you can contact either one of us anytime. We can actually give you insight. We are not selling anything, but we are giving you the insights about the AI, which can actually boost your business, like genuinely. Okay. And thank you very much for joining, everyone. I'm ending the live stream right now. And I appreciate all of you. Thank you, and see you on the next Saturday, guys. We're going to do a live demo as well.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.
You too, Ryan. Jason.
Boy.